You don't wanna never count yourself out, make it a great one. Just be sure to leave out the doubt, time to wake up.
Hey, I'm Harrison Tash, and today I really want to break down this big staircase problem or dilemma that we see. And I know you don't know what I mean right now, but I want to break this down for you. So the problem that we see a lot in businesses is that we start with this big goal in mind. Like, maybe for you, it might be 5 million in revenue. And you're talking to your team, the ones that are going to help you get there. And you say, man, we're going to be 5 million in 3 years. And that's a great start of a vision, but it's not really a great vision. Of course, you need to break it down by characteristics and you need to break it down by big goals. But when you look at this and you say this to your team, this is what they see, right? They see this never-ending staircase and they think, I can't even get to the top of that thing, right? That's what they see. They see this like staircase. They look up and they're like, this is too big of a goal. I don't even know how to get there. And what I want to help you do is I want to help you break this down a little bit. And really, what I call this is give your team some landings, okay? Let them see the big goal. Of course, don't withhold where you're going as a company, but give them something that they can like bite onto. They can see it. It's like right there, right? And so I call this the landings because on that staircase example, essentially you have this landing. And on this landing, of course, every step and every landing is getting you, what happened to my staircase? This landing is getting you to another landing, right? And so if we look at it as landings, really what I'm saying is you break these big goals down. So first you do have a big goal, right? Which hopefully is attached to your vision in some way. I at least hope. And the next part is we need to break it down into milestones, right? Like what's kind of on that landing? And this is, of course, the landing, right? And so let's think about this $5 million example that we kind of threw out there as like, this is the big goal. We're going to reach $5 million. Your first landing might be something like, well, if we're going to reach 5 million, we need to increase our customer base. We need to go from, this amount of customers to this amount of customers. And so if you look at it as that's a milestone, we need to increase our customer base. We might say, well, let's break that down even further to another milestone. Say, maybe we need a good CRM system to help us get there. And so the first milestone is that we have a system. And maybe the CRM system doesn't register with you. Maybe that's a customer relationship management software. Maybe it's something just like we just need to have a good marketing system. We don't even have a good regimented marketing system that helps us attract the right people. So whatever it is for you, it's then now, okay, in 1 year we want to have a great CRM system or a great marketing system. And then we need to say, well, how do we break that down into objectives? And that would be the last way that I would say you break down these big goals. And so one objective might be, hey, we need to discover kind of why our customers love us. The ones that do, like, let's figure out, why do you love us? What services or products do we offer that you really like? What are the characteristics you like? And so you can try to figure out what you need to replicate first. Well, then you might from that assess what regions or areas or pockets in your business of, say, your target market of your actual playing field. You might want to say, okay, like where are we not getting customers and why? You might find out that there's a competitor there. You might find out that you just haven't reached out to that area. Whatever it is, you need to maybe assess where it is that your target market, you're not being able to reach them, right? And this goes on and on for multiple objectives that stair step us to the big objective of we need to have a platform like a CRM that helps us run our business better so that we can grow our customer base. And of course, then you try to figure out what's the next step that's going to get us to 5 million. You might focus on, your product, right? Your product line. You might focus on your service or your product line. You might try to figure out, okay, if we're going to be able to sell more, that's one more way we might increase our revenue, is so we might, go back to the CRM, we need to figure out how to get more customers. Well, now we might need to see, okay, how do we increase our price to our product? So that might be your first thing, is like, we need to figure out, okay, we figured out what brings value to customers, but what do they like about our product or service? And as you explore that, that's one step to share with you that the value that you're bringing. Once you get that, you might create a plan to understand how you bring more quality to your product or service, how to make it more efficient for time's sake, or how do you lower the amount of time it takes you to make it or to do it, right? And so every step is basically an objective to help you get to your milestones, which eventually helps you get to your big goal. This visual of trying to help you see what your team sees is going to help you create an atmosphere where your team can just see these landings where they can help you achieve these bigger goals. And of course, I want to say this, oftentimes what I see is when we coach on this or we see this in a business, we're like, hey, like break this down a little bit further, and you break it down, then we start to see a little bit of the extreme and the opposite. We're just biting on things and we're creating steps that get us to, these things, and we feel like we won there. And so then we stop talking about the larger goal or the larger vision. And it's not an or, it's an and here. Not only do you share your vision and your big goals that help you get there, but then you also work from the bottom to show these are the objectives that lead to our milestones or our landings, and then that helps us get to our big goal. The way in which we're going to see improvement in our businesses and the way in which we see improvement in our own business is when we take the big, just gigantic goals and we break them down into tiny little steps. And we consistently do it. We consistently work toward it. We have accountability to bring us back and say, what have we achieved? What do we need to do differently? And this is where the reflection and the pause to move forward is going to be in your favor. I hope this was helpful. If you want some other tips, tricks, or even resources, you can go to connect@consultlivingwater.com and send us an email and ask for resources. You can go to our website at consultlivingwater.com, go to our Contact Us page, and you can ask for any resources. We're absolutely giving away all of our resources that would help you in this matter. We have a winning strategy guidebook that kind of breaks down some of this formula for you. We'd love to get that to you as well. We'll see you next time.